I do remember How I Met Ron because he did a jazz show on the radio in West Point, and I was a DJ. Uh, so every Saturday morning, I would wake up about 4:30 or whatever, get to the station at 5, start it up, and he would stroll in around 10 and do a jazz show for like 2 hours or something. So yeah, so I met him that way, and we talked about film because I was into Hollywood, not so much independent, but because of that friendship, I started watching more and more independent films, and yeah, so that's how our relationship blossomed.
Yeah, I at first, you and I have known each other about 30 years, I believe. I think we met at the Methodist Church, and I never forget it. You were wearing some goofy tie, and you look like some like I don't know what kind of bit you were doing. You were doing some sort of like weird shit with the tie, and I said, yeah. And the same thing I did with Shane. I saw him. He was like very pleasant. You know how he is. He's very, oh, hello, how are you? He's just very pleasant. But you take a look at him, you're like, no, there's something else here. there's more than meets the eye. He was a character, well, and Tibbett was a character too. What?
That's the thing with Tibbett, man. Like, I guess he was like I don't know, a politically correct version of Larry David. Does that make sense? Because like he would say things that that were not appropriate at the time,
and then
yeah.
He was like Larry David of North Mississippi.
But yeah, he would just say something that would be like, why did you just say that out loud? Just a trip. I remember we went to this wasn't like bad or anything, but like we went to Jackson because I don't know who Turner Classic Movies or somebody was like they were showing Orson Welles' great restored vision, Janet Leigh, Charlton Heston.
Touch of Evil?
Touch of Evil, yes. They had restored Touch of Evil. Thank you, Alec. And
Alec is probably more stoned than the rest of us, yet he knows all this shit. I barely knew my name until I saw it typed up on the screen. Anyway, go ahead.
So yeah, they were shopping this film across the United States, and it came to Jackson, Mississippi, and somehow Ron got us tickets. So Ron and I drove to Jackson to go watch the restored Touch of Evil, and it was hosted at a pre-party or whatever with Janet Leigh. So we got to meet Janet Leigh, and we knew that before we left. So I'm in my Southern Sunday clothes. I just it's like nice pants and a button-up shirt. I wanted to look nice to meet Janet Leigh. And we got there, and everybody's looking nice to meet Janet Leigh. And Janet Leigh's looking beautiful, frail but beautiful. And I'm looking at her, and I'm like, wow, man, this is Janet Leigh. This is Psycho. This is Jamie Lee Curtis's mom. This is crazy. I'm meeting Janet Leigh. And then I look over at Ron, and he's wearing, a ball cap, and he's got his T-shirt and his blue jeans on, And
his uniform, yeah.
He goes up to her and he shakes her hand. And he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, we were just out scouting locations for our next film."
Pimp.
Yeah, right.
Straight pimp. That's what I loved about him, man. He was just like, he was like this guy who just stood out. It seemed like he was a documentarian of Southerners 24 hours a day. You know what I mean? And it was just like, he lived there, he lived amongst them. He wasn't really but he knew how to talk to people and schmooze and stuff. He was a very good schmoozer. He was an incredibly good schmoozer.